Attitude Broadcasting presents BSS Carolina with your host, Rocky. JPP, not only are you a giant, but you're a dummy giant.
Giant dummy.
You'll be in the same unemployment line as Steve Clifford. New job, Release Roberts. Linsanity's a hornet. We call us hockey experts. Easy.
You know who the next Jordan is? LeBron. It's not his fault. It's just because I like playing devil's advocate. Never again. Hall of Famer. Tannehill. Game over. Don't worry, I'll wait. We've all said it. None of us are hockey experts. I guess we are. We're beating hockey experts.
And big shots.
PJ Harrison. Rudy Gobert. JPP. What a dingling. Linssanity. I said better. I didn't say good. Roy Hibbert. What a dingling. If Duncan gets the 7 rings, not his fault. With Jordan, you got plenty of money. Get you a driver. Bump that. Side pieces. Side pieces. Ronda Rousey.
You can listen to the show on Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes, and iHeartRadio. And follow us on Twitter at BSS Carolina. Welcome to BSS Carolinas on Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes, and iHeartRadio. Of course, I am Rocky. Joining me today is Big Shot Bob.
What's up? What's happening?
What's
what
going
it do?
What's going on?
What's your morning?
A beautiful day in Charlotte, man. Another heat wave week.
Right? Man.
I feel like I'm in Arizona.
Arizona. I haven't been out there.
Never
Is
been.
Arizona as dry and humid as it is in Charlotte right now?
No.
Then I'd rather be in Arizona.
Sure.
These UV rays out here are killing folks.
It's brutal, man. I mean, you know, constantly 95, 96, humid as heck. So, but, you know, before we get started, you know, any further, of course, we are sponsored by Attitude Broadcasting.
Get your attitude back in broadcasting with the Attitude Broadcasting Company, the new ABC. The Attitude Era, baby. We bringing it back.
And if you've ever dreamed of doing broadcasting, TV, radio, visit Connecticut School of Broadcasting at 1-800-TV-RADIO.
1-800-TV-RADIO. Got to get that plug in. Go CSB.com. There are several locations up and down the eastern seaboard. Production behind the scenes. You want to be on camera or on the radio like us two? Hey, you can make it happen. Make it happen. Go CSB.com and 1-800-TV-RADIO.
Absolutely. Of course, that little cheap plug. But before we get, you know, anyway, we got to give our sponsors and everybody else out there a shout out. You know, it's been a crazy. We didn't have a show last week. I mean, of course, we had the Rule of 3, which you can catch every Monday at 6:30 on Periscope, and you can listen to us during the week. But it's been a crazy couple weeks in sports, man.
For it to be the slow time, a lot of stuff has been happening. Even in the local area, you know, we had the basketball tournament. The South region just finished up down here a couple weekends ago. The Charlotte Independents on a little losing streak right now. They've lost their last 3 games, but Swansea City came in on the 13th. Charlotte was embarrassed 4-0, but kind of expected it. Swansea City is a Barclays professional league team, and the Independents, hey, we're just happy to have you guys. But a tough loss to New York Red Bulls on last Saturday. Hopefully they can make amends this Saturday when they go to Pittsburgh.
They play at Pittsburgh?
Against the Riverhounds. They got to keep it up because they are dropping in the standings fast.
Speaking of dropping in the standings, and you know, I'll go into the All-Star game in Charlotte, but first your Charlotte Knights. We're still in first, 1 game above the Durham Bulls with 45-54.
45 and 54, first place.
That's first place by a
That's
game.
First place.
But you will take it. You know, I want to talk about All-Star game in a minute, but we beat Pawtucket last week 4-0, 2-0 Pawtucket. We lost 6-4 to the Pawtucket Red Sox, and then 6-0 Sunday. And then they played the Yankees farm team. Scranton, Wilkesboro, Monday. It was home games, which I haven't been to this week. Sorry.
Missing out on the Yankees?
Dude, there's been a lot of things going on this week. Monday we won 5-1, lost 4-3, and then last night we lost 14-2.
Where was the pitching at?
Where's anything? I mean, 14-2. Man,
that's 2 touchdowns, and they gave up a safety at the end of the game because they threw it out the back of the end zone, so they wouldn't have a block punt. Huh?
it's a beating. But we're still in first place by a game, like I said.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Why is it acceptable to be 8 games under 500 in first place in the minor leagues, but it isn't acceptable to be under 500 and in first place in the professional leagues?
There's no worries about the minor league. Do you know who won the minor league AAA championship last year?
It wasn't Charlotte.
No, it wasn't Charlotte, but no one remembers that. Well, unless you're Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. I mean, you probably remember it.
I mean, it's a big thing for the Iron Pigs and maybe of that city. You know, if your city wins something, you want to feel like you'll feel like you're a part of it, and you'll remember it. Somebody will remember that the Lehigh Iron Pigs won.
The big thing for me going to minor league baseball game, there's no pressure. I go, I watch, we win, good. I'm rooting for them to win, but I'm not a White Sox fan. I'm a Dodgers fan. So,
Sure.
Hey, all right. As long as we constantly have good teams, not, but 14-2,
That's
crazy.
That's a beat down.
But
Go ahead.
well, I was going to say, last week we didn't get to talk about it. Chris Marrero of the Pawtucket Red Sox won the All-Star Game Home Run Derby. He hit 45 home runs during the Home Run Derby.
That's
44.
insane.
44, excuse me. And that's in 3 rounds. It was really fun to see.
Did you leave with a souvenir?
No.
No.
I didn't know. I was with, my in-laws, and we stayed inside the box watching the game, watching the Home Run Derby anyway. And then there was fireworks after. The home run contest was really good. If you've never seen a home run contest, you got to check it out. And then the All-Star game, the ICL won 4-2, the same score as the Major League contest.
What's ICL? Intercontinental League?
International.
International.
International League against the PCL, which is Pacific League. So we won 4-2. Chris Marrero also hit a home run in that game. This guy, I'm telling you, in the Red Sox, if you want a young future star to watch out for, Chris Marrero.
He might be DH for Boston next year because
I got a feeling he will be.
They have a big void coming in their lineup.
But he can hit the ball like nothing. Guys like Jesus Montero, who used to play for the Yankees, was in the home run contest. There were some guys some you don't. But it was really cool. The All-Star game hosting. I got to talk about this for a minute. We went to the festival in front of the stadium for the game. It was one road that had like 5 things on it. That was it.
I mean, it's Charlotte. Have you been by BB&T Stadium? The roads are kind of messed up around there. It's kind of not anything to have anything on.
You got the side street. You got 2 streets you could have stuff on, and they had the one in front of the View, or the Element. Yeah, it's the Element. But you got the street in front of there, in front of 7-Eleven and Mellow Mushroom. You got that street you could put something on, and then the one in front of the ballpark. But it's like no baseball stuff. It was a bounce house. Okay. Well,
we love the bounce houses. I love the bounce houses, man. I want to go in the bounce house and jump to my heart's content, even though I can't go in there. I'm too heavy.
I can't go in there no more. I mean, my nephew went there, and then you had 2 beer stands, which you should, and then there's 2 eating places. One was All-Star Cafe, and something. Where's the grilled cheese stuff, man? I want some good food.
Grilled cheese.
I want
This ain't the food truck convention. If you want to go to the food truck convention they have it in South Carolina, you can go have grilled
They got one in
cheese.
South Carolina?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
You got to
check
go
that out.
online. I forgot. Let's go. Type in food. Google search food truck convention in South Carolina.
I will do
It's
that.
coming up.
But then, you go, I'm expecting like some cool merchandise for the Charlotte Knights All-Star game. Nope.
I mean,
I'm like, dude,
nobody
come
got
on.
no money to be printing that stuff and hope it sells.
If you're downtown Wednesday afternoon for an All-Star game and you get ready to go inside waiting for the gates to open, you're spending some money.
On food and beverage. They could have. What they should have had was like some water bottles with Knights on
Yeah.
it, and filled it with water and sold it that way.
Something.
It was hot. It was blazing.
Dude, it was really hot.
was
Which
blazing.
my nephew got inside the bounce house and was like, "Man, he got out. He was like, I'm done for the day."
Or they could have had like those little pocket fans you pull out with the little Knight symbol on the side. $5 a piece. They could have made a killing.
That's what I'm saying. You can make a killing if you set stuff up. But city of Charlotte, like when we do festivals in Charlotte, I was expecting like going to a Panthers game where you see a football. If you have a pitching thing in the park or something, there's nothing in the park, nothing. I was just like, wow, dude. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but still, I still don't know why the hot dog place on the way to the stadium is never open for baseball games. Where before Panthers games, it's always the fan. God, what's it? The one on corner of Mint Street.
I'm not sure.
But it is, it's always open for Panthers game. You go to a baseball game, it is never open. I never see it
Maybe
open
they
except
provide the hot
football
dogs for the baseball stadium
I
so
hope
they
not.
don't want to
Ugh.
shoot themselves in the foot.
games. But usually WFNZ does their show down there before Panther games.
Oh, yeah.
So, But it was great to have the All-Star game here. The All-Star game was really good. It's good to see all the younger talent and some talent that I may know that will never get to the major leagues, but they're pretty good here.
Lifetime minor leaguer. Hey, you getting a check, though. Get that money.
So, speaking of lifetime, NASCAR,
Jeff,
Dale Hart Jr.
man, concussion-like symptoms. Will miss at least the next 2 races. That means Jeff Gordon is stepping in this weekend.
For the next 2 races?
At least this weekend. I don't know if it might be the next 2. Leaving the Fox Sports booth to come help out Mr. Hendrick and his former team. He still has stakes with that team. So, Jeff Gordon, great job. Because Earnhardt Jr. is currently sitting 16th, right in the last spot for the playoff chase. And if he can't race, he's going to drop. So, somebody has to do it. And who better than Jeff Gordon, the Rainbow Warrior, driving the 88. That's gonna look crazy, isn't it?
Well, think about it. Gordon driving Junior's car. It just sounds weird. Yeah, I mean, it just,
He's leaving the Jeff Gordon Expressway and driving up Dale Earnhardt Boulevard.
Do you expect much from him? I mean, do you expect much from Gordon?
He's
to
a
do
professional. I'm sure he's getting a few laps in now. I think he'll be just fine.
anything? So we're at Indy this weekend, which is a great place for Jeff Gordon to be at.
It's the Brickyards, right?
Yeah, it's the Brickyard. So, I mean,
And this is one of the best races that NASCAR has, the Brickyard 400. Shoot, who doesn't want to race in that race? I think Junior will be just fine. It just depends on the car. If they got a good car, he'll run well. If they don't have a good car, they won't run so well because we know who's going to run well. We've seen who's been running well all season. The Penske team, the
Stuart
Gibbs
Haas.
team, Martin Truex Jr. by himself.
where you got Stuart Haas.
And Tony Stewart has been running well the past couple races. Tony Stewart out of nowhere.
I mean, the Stuart Haas racing's got 2 of the top 3 drivers, Kevin Harvick and Kurt Busch right now.
So Hendrick needs 88 to stay where they are because they're Jimmy Johnson. I can't think of where Jimmy is. I think he's in.
Jimmy Johnson's 8th right now.
Yeah. So Hendrick needs 2 cars. Come on, Gordon. We need you to push for the 88.
Right now it's Harvick, Keselowski, Busch, Edwards, Logano, Busch, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex, Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth, Danny Hamlin, Chase Elliott. Wow, he's in the top 16. Ryan Newman, Austin Dillon, Jamie Murray, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Trevor Bayne is number 16.
So,
And
Jeff,
then-
this is huge for Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon, he needs you.
Junior is 14 points ahead of Bain, and then 2 points behind Bain is Blaney. So they can make this up, this weekend and next. They can make it up this weekend.
So
pass Junior.
what Jeff Gordon, Mr. Hendrick needs from Jeff Gordon is to go and get a W at the Brickyards to secure Junior's spot in the playoff race.
What has happened to Hendrick Motorsports? I mean, Chase Elliott's 11th, Jimmy's 8th. But, you're used to seeing all their cars in top
Winning
10.
all the time.
Darryl Hart Jr., of course, is 15. After that, Casey Kane's 18th. Kind of disappointment. I mean, Casey
He
Kane.
needs to go look at his engineers and the people who are designing his motors because his cars aren't keeping up with these cars that are winning.
No, they're not. And, that's a big issue, dude. I mean, they're usually top 5.
I mean,
all their drivers, they're up there.
10 years ago, Hendrick Racing dominated. Jimmy Johnson won, 6 in a row? 5, 6 in a row?
Yep.
For that, Gordon was winning. So I don't know what happened.
Well, hopefully they figure out this weekend because
Plus, their drivers are old, too. Chase Elliott is their only new young blood, but the rest of their drivers are in their 40s, 40-plus. Earnhardt Jr. is the youngest one out of the group, but he's 41.
yeah, I mean, because you need the influence of younger
You got to
drivers
get those
coming
younger
in.
drivers back in there, man.
Yeah, I mean, look at the younger drivers came in. Logano's one of the youngest ones, and they got him at the right time.
I know
Yes.
Kevin Harvick won 2 years ago, but that Ford car, the Ford car is really fast. Every week it seems like Kevin Harvick has a chance.
Yep.
So they need to go holler at their engineers. I don't know what to tell you. Go spy on Gibbs Racing, see what they're doing, putting under their hood. Go spy on Team Penske, see what they're doing. I don't know. Go ask the Patriots how they got their Spygate in, so y'all can do the same thing.
Oh, here we go again. We're gonna go back to that.
Always. Cheating punks.
We always go back to that Patriots. Did they win?
Who, the Patriots?
Yeah.
Because they cheat all the time.
Did they win? They may
Sometimes.
cut corners, but they win. Right?
Sometimes they win.
So I'm looking for your who cares.
Who the hell cares?
It's the Patriots. Come on, man. But next we're going to go into patrolling. You got any this week for patrolling?
I haven't done any research this week for patrolling. I know there's some good ones out there, though, but I haven't been on it. Who you got this week?
Hold on a second. Try to make sure you're awake.
BSS Carolinas presents Patrolling, where we highlight the troll athletes of the week. Patrolling the websites just for you, the clown on your favorite athletes.
All right, this week I do have a couple. The first one, man. University of Florida police trolled Jameis Winston on Twitter using Pokemon Go. I know I mentioned it to you earlier, but, dude, it's still funny. I mean, it was a picture of them eating crab legs, sitting down at a restaurant eating crab legs and playing Pokemon Go, and they tweeted something out at Jameis Winston, a picture of it.
Jameis, you're going to always get grief for that, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dog.
Now, I may joke around about him and Jameis Winston, but let's give props to Jameis Winston right now. He's come in supposedly to training camp. He has lost some weight. He is lean and mean and ready for the season, it looks like already.
Well, he's good for him. Take your job seriously.
It looks like he's actually stepped up. He's ready for the season. We shall see what happens though. I am looking. Chad Ochocinco hired as Browns receiver coach after simply asking on Twitter, "Can you ask if Hugh can let me come in and coach?" And they brought him in.
Hey, why not?
He might be the best thing they have.
They might have to suit Ochocinco up. Can you go run some patterns for us? Because they need something out there in Cleveland. It can hurt.
Absolutely. No, I mean, he's by far probably the best one out. I mean, do you know any of the other receivers? They did draft Corey from Baylor, Corey Fuller.
I don't know anybody for Cleveland. Who's their quarterback?
RG3.
Who?
You know who that RG3 is.
Okay.
Come on. My next one is Michael Bennett of the Seahawks. He slammed Steph Curry for camp. Steph Curry had for cost of kids camp. He's having a free camp, and he complained to Curry that the cost of day campers is $2,000. For those wanting to stay, it's $2,250.
For the Steph Curry camp?
Yes, for the Steph Curry camp.
It is in Hawaii, though, isn't it?
Still, it don't matter where he's at. It's $2,000.
That's
Anyway,
the two-time MVP. You're supposed to pay that. They go to his camp, minimum.
Bennett's a Houston native who lives in Hawaii in the off season. Is his fourth annual football camp in Hawaii, and the camp is free to all participants. Over 4th of July, Curry hosts a basketball camp on the island in Hawaii. That was $2,000.
Well, only a select few can go to the Steph Curry basketball camp.
I see a lot of different athletes come through Hawaii, whether it's Steph Curry, they all come here and makes me mad. Because I live in this community, I understand this community, that there's so many kids who can't afford to pay a huge amount of money. In my mind, it's like, how much money do you need before you start giving back for free? If you did a camp and you charge money for it, you need to make sure that the money you take from this community, you give back to the kids that are paying for the camp. These kids live here. He's huge about this. So, he's really, he went after Curry pretty hard on Twitter. Hey, good for Michael Bennett, though, to host the camp for kids for free.
Look, I'm sorry, Mr. Bennett,
defend Steph. Come on.
That you feel some kind of way about the MVP charging $2,000 per camp. But if he gave free camp to everybody, it'd be 200,000 people trying to line up. 200,000 people ain't going to show up for the Michael Bennett camp. But this is Steph Curry. This is the face of the NBA. This is the league, two-time league MVP. Last year's finals champion. It's his stardom level in comparison to Michael Bennett is no comparison.
Come on. Michael Bennett was huge a couple years ago, the Super Bowl.
Who?
Man. Michael Bennett.
So we go overseas. We say Steph Curry. Ooh, I know Steph Curry. I got his jersey and everything. Who? Who's Michael Bennett? See, so there is a different level. So you don't think LeBron James doesn't charge top dollar for his camps? You don't think Kevin Durant and all these other guys aren't charging top dollars for their camps?
But they're not having it in Hawaii either.
Well, Steph Curry wanted to have it in Hawaii. He was having vacation. He had it in Hawaii. He was charging $2,000 per kid. So obviously these people that signed up for the camp aren't poor. But so they can come have it in Hawaii.
But $2,000 for no, not all necessarily.
Man, don't stop hating on Steph Curry. He can charge whatever he wants to charge.
$2,000 is a lot for a camp.
Well, don't go to the Steph Curry camp. You ain't got the $2,000 to pay. Don't go.
But he'll come to Charlotte and probably do it for free.
He won't do it for free. They charge down here in Charlotte, too. You going to pay something?
Oh, no, trust me. You ask Cam Newton, he's $150 an autograph at the mall. So, hey.
See, again, star power. Steph Curry, Michael Bennett. You see that? You see the
So you think it's because
you see the differentiation there? It's huge. It's star power.
Don't forget, LeBron does a lot of his camps for free.
He does stuff for his
he
foundation.
Does a lot for
and
his
stuff.
foundation
Absolutely.
and his camps for free.
But like kids
LeBron does a lot
that
of his
want
stuff
to
for
come
free.
that he has those paid camps too, but he has camps through his foundation. Who's to say Steph Curry doesn't have camps through his foundation?
He's
doesn't
got a
do
foundation
stuff for free.
He's got the Steph Curry Foundation.
Yeah.
Where he pays for his. I've never heard of Steph Curry Foundation yet.
Well, Steph Curry ain't got the big deal yet. Nike didn't give him $1 billion. He didn't sign. He hasn't signed for $30 million this season yet. He's getting a discount right now.
He's not going to.
Why not?
I've told you. We talked about on the show. I don't know if you'll see the longevity of what Steph Curry.
Steph Curry about to get paid, man. He is in the prime right now. He's going to get paid.
Oh yeah,
but Michael Bennett, I don't know, man. I don't think that's.
Give Michael Bennett ups though. Michael Bennett is actually
he gets no love for hating on Steph.
You're calling it hating.
It's hating on Steph.
All right,
because his star power don't have the same magnetism as Steph Curry's star power.
All right. Well, we're going to end on that note. You can catch us everywhere. Make sure everybody on Periscope sticks around. We got another show coming up after this. And we're going to break down the AFC East, talk about dummies of the week. I'm sure Big Shot will add Michael Bennett to that if he hasn't already. Of course, you're listening to BSS Carolinas. And remember, if you charge $2,000 for everybody, you'll be broke.
Side piece.
More money, more president. Oh, yeah.
If I was flipping burgers on the night shift, would you choose me? Would you let me take you home if I drove a whole day? 'Cause every time I see you, I be screaming hallelujah. But you're all about the Benjamins, I see right through ya. Oh, I'm still gonna get stoned, so you could go ahead and break your bones. 'Cause all I've ever been told, more money, more problems, so I'd rather be broke. And all my people say, and all my people say, more money, more problems, so I'd rather be broke. You just want one thing, my love ain't enough. I was so busy trying to make this shit last that I didn't notice you was chasing my cash. 'Cause every time I see you, I be screaming